Hi, this video is to help you learn how to use the filters as you are searching one of the library databases. This database is ProQuest Central, and it's just a good general database. You can see along the top of my screen there, I'm actually searching 43 different databases. So I am going to receive a lot of results. It's a good place to start, but we will need to narrow down our search. See, I have already entered the search as dogs and mental health and college students. Right now it is set to search, well, I'm on the basic search, and it is set to search all of the different source types. Scholarly journal, books, videos, and audio, all of the source types are listed here. And if I just want to limit my source types right as I start, I can do that. I'm not going to do that right now. I also have the choices to limit to full text or peer-reviewed. But let's just click on the search and see what sort of results we come up with. Okay, we've got 23,416 results. So far too many to look through. So let's use some of these limits, some of the filters or limiters that are listed over on the left-hand side of the screen here. We can limit to full text and to peer-reviewed. I think I will go ahead and select peer-reviewed. I'm not going to do full text at this point because I don't want to miss out on some very good research that I may lose out on if I select that. But peer-reviewed, so that basically limits the source type to scholarly journal articles because books and magazines and newspapers are not peer-reviewed. Then I can limit by publication date. I can do last 12 months, last 5 years, 10 years, or a custom date range. I think I will select the last 10 years. And it just, every time I click one of those, it automatically redoes the search. So you see now I'm down to 973 results. And I can also limit by subject. I already put college students as a search term, but it can limit it further to make sure that it is included in the subjects of the article. We've got document type, which I basically already did when I clicked peer-reviewed. It's limited to scholarly articles. I can select language. So if I needed that article to be in Spanish or French, you see I only have a couple there. I can also limit it to the publication title. Maybe you are searching for a specific article and you just remember kind of what it was about and the journal title. There are more filters here. Location, if you want to make sure that these studies were from the United States. And yeah, let's go ahead, and it looks like we can limit that to the United States. There's going to be 207 are now my results there. And let's see, click on those more filters again. Limit it to make sure it comes from a specific database or that a certain person is involved, maybe an author, a company, an organization. But I think for this, 207 is probably about as small as I can get it. Subjects, maybe I do want to make sure that we are speaking specifically about college students. So I will apply that. We're down to 44 results. And that's a manageable amount there. So we can look at that. Let's go ahead. I want to go back to my ProQuest main page, and I'm going to go show you now the advanced search. Here is the advanced search page of ProQuest Central. And you can see I've already got my search in, but it uses the separate text boxes. And then I can use the Boolean, click on here to select from and or not. I'm going to leave that with and. I do have a choice to add a row if I wanted to add in the college students there. I'm not going to do that right now. It usually defaults to search full text. You can also select peer-reviewed and select your publication date. A lot of the same filters that we saw in the basic search. If you want to limit by source type, document type, language, there's also, if you click on result page options, some choices for you to do there. But what I want to talk about most right now is where it's going to search. It says it's going to search in anywhere. Now, that does not mean the internet and the databases, and that's not what it's talking about. It's talking about the record that the database has. So here you can kind of see the choices here, but to explain that, let me bring up an actual detailed record from ProQuest Central. You can see here, this is what the database is searching. Okay, we've got the title, the information here. This is the abstract. It describes what the article is about. You've got subjects, location, and all of these fields of information. So when we go back to have it search anywhere, it is searching all of those, including full text. And that full text can be tricky sometimes because maybe dogs are just mentioned somewhere in this big document. Maybe it's a book and it's just dogs are mentioned, but it's not really about dogs. Same with mental health. So you can limit that to what field you want it to look through. So we can say anywhere except full text. And let's go ahead and do that for the second one. Or we can even look at maybe abstract, or the abstract and summary text, maybe the subject in indexing. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose one of those and click on search. And I found 0 results. So let's try that again. I'm going to do that second one and leave it to anywhere and click on search. And we get 1. So that's fine. This is going to be probably more relevant than if we were searching anywhere for all of that. I can see here that it's a scholarly journal. If I want to look at the details or just get straight to the full text, I've got the PDF version or non-PDF version. I prefer the PDF version myself, and we can go and look at that a little bit closer and see if that's something that we want to use. Okay, thank you for watching.